Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Gurave Sarvalokanam Vishashe Bhavaroginam Nidhaye Sarvavidyanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Sakshat Kritam Dayanandam Paramartha Swarupinam Tattvajnana Prashastaram Pranatosmi Param Padam Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastama Vidvishavahai Om Shanta Shanta Shanti Hari Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Puranamunina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvāmanusandadhāti Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim. We are discussing a set of disciplines, qualifications which are required for an adhikari of Vedanta, and a set of qualifications under the heading Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti. And among the four set of disciplines, that is the Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti, we have discussed Viveka, which is the first and the foremost qualifications for the students of Vedanta. Viveka is required not only in the context of the pursuit of Vedanta, but it is required also when transacting with the world. A normal Vyavahara, Jivanam also, Viveka is required. And what is Viveka? Viveka is discrimination. Discriminating between what is real and what is not real. Why do we discriminate, or why should we discriminate? Because we are all searching for that which is real. And that real vastu is as though covered, as though camouflaged by the anitya vastu. Therefore, viveka is required. And this viveka, the culmination of viveka as its phalam, leads to the next qualification, which is vairagyam. And that is a topic we were discussing in the last class. What is vairagyam? Vigata ragasya bhavaha vairagyam. Viragaha, that is vairagyam. Vairagyam means absence of attachment or detachment. You can say detachment or desirelessness. Dispassion. Any word can be used as the English equivalent for vairagyam. And in the tradition, the definition of vairagyam is given as Iga Amutra Phalabhoga Viradaha. Iga Amutra Phalabhoga Viraga Vairagyam. Iga means here. Amutra. Amutra means there. There means where. That is the place where we go after that, like Swargaloka, Brahmaloka, Satyaloka, Ityadi lokas. There are 14 lokas, that is 7 worlds up above the earth is there, and 7 down. In the 7 down, that our Bhumi, Prithvi is in the middle. So above the earth there are 7 lokas, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, Mahaha, Janaha, Tapaha, Satyaha, iti. The 7 lokas are the Brahmaloka. And Bhuhu, that is the earth, Prithvi, that is in the middle, and below that Prithvi there are 6 lokas down. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Sasatala, Talatala, Patala. These are the lokas which are down below the earth. Adoloka, lokas which are below. All these lokas are not nityam. They are anityam. The 7 lokas which are above the earth, the people in those lokas, the beings in those lokas, they may have better body and enjoyments, but still they are anityam. And dispassion for these lokas constitute vairagyam. That is what vairagyam is. Vairagyam is iccharagityam. Iga surga bodheshu iccharagityam. Ragityam, absence. So iccharagityam, from all bhoga vishayas, from all objects of enjoyments, there is an absence of desire. Why? Because all bhoga vishayas, whether the objects of enjoyment it belongs to this world or the other world, they will enslave you. They make you dependent on it. Therefore, and also all the pleasures which you derive from your body, mind, senses, they are all anitya. Even if you go to Swargaloka, there you may get a special body, special mind, special senses, and with the special body, mind and senses, you may enjoy the pleasures which are not available in the Bhuloka. But all the bhoga vishayas, they come under only Vishayananda, pleasures derived from the senses. and they are anitya. They give you only anitya sukham. You can only encash the punya in those lokas. Once the punya is exhausted, then you will be pushed down. Pushed down the seven, only one of the seven lokas. Therefore, the detachment for the anitya sukham, which is derived from all possible sources, whether it is the Bhuloka or any loka, that is Vairagyam. So therefore, Vairagyam means Vikataragasya Bhavaha. And there are some misconceptions about Vairagyam. Vairagyam means Ichcha Ragita, absence of desires, but it doesn't mean suppression of desires. Our Shastra never asks you to suppress your desires. Even Bhagavan Krishna says, Dharma Viruddha Kamaha Ahamasmi. If the desire is in keeping with Dharma, then there is no problem. And that is what I am, says Krishna, the Gita itself. But this suppression of desires, that is not good. It can lead to serious problems. Some people would have got some desires, but because of suppression, they may not have fulfilled the desire. Now, though there is a legitimate means for fulfilling the desires, because of this continuous suppression of desires, the pressure inside can mount so much that people may resort to illegitimate means to fulfill those desires. That is dangerous. It destroys a person. A lot of people in the name of Vairagya, they are caught in this. Therefore, no suppression. Another important thing about Vairagya, sometimes this depression or dukkham, they may also look like Vairagya. The people who are facing with some dukkham, some depression in their life, they may look aloof, indifferent, and that also may look like Vairagya. You may be sorrow because of certain incidents or disappointments in your life, and therefore you may not care for the world. It is because of some disappointment, and therefore depression. And this feeling of depression is not Vairagya. It may appear like Vairagyam, but it is not. Therefore, these two are extreme things, and therefore they look similar. Feeling of depression, that may also look like Vairagyam, and Vairagyam itself is there. Therefore, these two are two extreme things. And there is a possibility to confuse one thing for the other because they look similar. When there is no light, you cannot see. Similarly, when there is too much light, also you cannot see. The two extremes look similar. When there is no sound, you cannot hear. When there is sound beyond the certain decibel, you cannot hear. The two extremes. Similarly, here also, these two Vairagyams, these two may look similar, but they are not same. In fact, the other one is not Vairagyam. A Jnani is happy, is contented with himself. And Ajnani is also happy. It's another two extremes. Similarly, here also, a person with depression and a person with Vairagyam may appear similar, but they are not. And also, Vairagyam doesn't mean aversion. It doesn't mean the feeling of disgust for things of the world. You don't have to feel disgust for anything in the world. Everything in the world has got a place. There is no place for aversion. There is no place for hatred. You need not be afraid of the other gender or seeing or touching money and all. Generally, people think all these things would tempt them. They would deviate them from the path of spiritual life. In fact, they never tempt you, but you get tempted. The problem is with you, not with the objects. Therefore, one should not feel aversion for anything in the world. Therefore, to understand Vairagyam, we should know what Vairagyam is not. Because there are wrong conceptions of Vairagyam. And aversion is not Vairagyam. Running away from the world is not Vairagyam. These are not a real Vairagyam. When you have hatred, dvesha towards a person, suppose, what does it mean? It means naturally you don't have attachment for the person. You don't have a raga for the person. But it is subjective. It is purely subjective. Not having raga for that person is subjective. Absence of raga, it is not objective in this case. You don't like a person, therefore you don't have raga. It is not objective, it is subjective. Sometimes people, when they cannot handle certain situations in life, they want to run away from the situations. They want to escape. This is called escapism. Even when you cannot handle your relation, your spouse or children or job situations, you want to run away. Wherever you run, the challenges also will chase you. Either whenever we get some challenges in life, the challenges comes either to make us strong or it comes because of our purva karma phala. In those situations, only two things can be done. Either we have to face a situation or we should try to change the situation. You cannot chase it away. Therefore, wanting to escape from the battle of life is not Vairagyam. Escapism is not Vairagyam. In fact, Vairagyam, it comes out of strength. It comes out of the tremendous inner strength. Whereas escapism is born of weakness. Therefore, don't escape. Let us face it. Adova prapsyasi swargam jitva va mokshase mati. If you lose, you will go to Swarga. If you win, you will rule the world. This is what Bhagavan Krishna advised Arjuna. Therefore, Vairagyam is not escapism. Vairagyam is not aversion for the world. But in the beginning of spiritual life, you can avoid certain things. That is good. And that may lead to Vairagyam. But aversion is not Vairagyam. So this type of Vairagyam, which is based on aversion, hatred, is called jihasa. Jihasa. Hatum icha jihasa. That you want to give up. The Vairagyam is called jihasa Vairagyam. Shastram, it talks about smashana Vairagyam. Smashana means burial ground. The Vairagyam, what you get in the burial ground, in the cremation ground. That Vairagyam is now real Vairagyam. In the burial ground, what happens? You see the body being cremated. And therefore you may think that everything is permanent. The whole world is impermanent. Nothing is permanent. And you may think, what is the use of money? What is the use of relationship and all these possessions? All these are temporary and it is not going to give me any pleasure. Finally, it is going to end up like this. You may think all like this. But this feeling will last only for a short time. The moment you return from the burial ground, it will disappear. And things are awaiting in the world to please you. And you will go after it immediately, forgetting what happened in the burial ground. So this Smashana Vairagyam is effective only for a short time. If Smashana Vairagyam can give, if Smashanam can give Vairagyam, then the cremator in the burial ground, he must have ultimate Vairagyam. But it doesn't happen. Seeing day in, day out a number of bodies being in the cremated and seeing all those scenes, that must have created tremendous dispassion for the person. But on the contrary, that person becomes more and more worldly and demands money from everyone, whether rich or poor, who comes to the burial ground for cremating the bodies. Therefore, Smashana Vairagyam is not Vairagyam. It happens because of certain situations, uh, certain situations which are not favorable. And there is another Vairagyam which our Shastra talks about. That is called Prasuti Vairagyam. Prasuti. It means Vairagyam when one gets the delivery of a child. The delivery of a child is a painful experience for the mother. And she would think, I will have no more children. But what happens after some time? Everything changes. That Vairagyam also, it withers away. Therefore, this Asana Vairagyam, Prasuti Vairagyam, all these Vairagyams, they are not real. They are temporary emotions which arises out of some painful experiences in the form of dispassion, dejection, frustration. They may look like Vairagyam, but they are not. At that moment, there may be Vairagyam. At that moment, there may be absence of cravings for the Bhogavastu. But that Vairagyam is not born out of Viveka. It is not preceded by Viveka. Therefore, Viveka born Vairagyam is what Vairagyam is. When everything in life is all right, and if one says enough, then that is Vairagyam. It means a person has got Viveka and he has done the complete analysis of the world and understood what is Nityam and Anityam, and now out of the maturity of that Viveka, Vairagyam has come. So that is what the Vairagyam, what we need. Vairagyam, it means Viraga. We saw in the last class. Viraga. Raga means attachment. V is a upasarga. V is a upasarga affixed to the word raga. So, Viraga. It means when you add the upasarga to the word, either it may intensify the meaning of the word or it may completely change the meaning. So, Viraga means it is absence of desires, freedom from raga. That is the meaning. Viraga means freedom from desires. Here, the word raga can be explained in two ways. Depending on the context, we have to apply the meaning. And both the meanings they are connected. They are interconnected. The first meaning of raga is superimposition. The first meaning is superimposition. Superimposition of what? Superimposition of your subjective values. Imposing a certain value, a certain quality to an object which the object doesn't really have it. That is called superimposition. So the subjective value is called raga. And the superimposition of subjective values on that which really doesn't have that quality, that value, it is also called raga. For example, what is money? Money is nothing but a piece of paper which is man-made and it has value. And money has buying power. For living our life, no doubt we all require money. We require money to buy things. We require money for our survival. No one can have any objection to it. We need money. This is objectivity towards money, an objective perception, an objective vision towards money. Therefore, I can decide to earn some money. That is being objective. There is no problem in that. No one underestimates the value of money. In fact, in our tradition, we look upon money, dhanam, as Lakshmi. That is why we do Lakshmi Puja, Kubera Puja every Friday. But the same money, it cannot give you a glass of water when you are in the middle of Sahara Desert. You may have bundles of dollars with you, but it will not give you water. If you think money is a source of security, then that view will totally change when you are in such dire situations. If you are in a situation to decide whether money or life, then you will not choose money. But there are some people who are so subjective. If you ask them to choose money or relations, they will choose money. Why? Because they think money will give security to them. If you think money to be the source of security or the solution to my problem of security, then it is superimposition of your subjective value on money. Really speaking, money cannot solve your problem of insecurity. We are not looking down upon money. We are looking upon money as it is. We value money, but asking not to superimpose your subjective values on it. With money, you are insecure. Without money also, you are still insecure. Money being what it is, with money or without money, the feeling of insecurity remains. Therefore, your perception of money being the source of security, it is nothing but your superimposition of subjective value on it. Money doesn't have the capacity to solve the problem of security. You don't value money more than what it deserves. Not only money, for that matter, everything in the world, including people, we should not value more than what it deserves. So, seeing an extended, an exaggerated value on that which is not in an object or a person or situation, that is called raga. That is called raga. People think that if they have money, they will be secure. But the basic insecurity will continue, for which money is not a solution. That jnanam, it is overpowered by raga. Similarly, in relationship also. Any relationship you take, it has got a purpose. Relationships, it helps me to grow. It is meant to provide the opportunity to grow, like marriage, parentage, and all. That is the objective value of the relationship. But if I see or seek the relationship as a solution for my problem of insecurity, then it is subjective. This is with regard to any relationship, whether it is mother son, father mother, or even between friends, even between the teacher and the student. A teacher can give you the solution for the problem of insecurity in the form of teaching, but the teacher is not the solution. Dependency on teacher is also a problem. It will create problem between the teacher and the student. You have to look into what the teacher says, not the teacher. Even what the teacher says is not his fancy thoughts or ideas. A teacher represents a tradition, and since a tradition has the teaching, a teacher is nothing but a conduit in the transfer of teaching. Therefore, seeing the teaching in the teacher is objectivity. Seeing the teaching itself as seeing the teacher itself as security is subjectivity. That is a problem. That is why Swamiji, he teaches students and let them free. He never asks them to be dependent on him. So he represents Sampradaya, and the students represent the Sampradaya. That is the uniqueness of Swamiji. Therefore, looking upon anything as a source of security, as a source of fulfillment, thinking that it will make my life, that is called raga. Superimposition of a subjective value on a person or situation or object is raga. If that is raga, then what is viraga? Viraga is absence of subjectivity, absence of such superimposition of subjective values. In another way, viraga means objectivity. Objectivity, this is one important meaning of the word viraga. The other meaning already we have seen before. What is that other meaning? Ika Swarga Bhogeshu Icharagityam. That we have seen. So both the meanings are interconnected. The first meaning, what we saw, that raga means icha, and the second meaning, objectivity. So both these meanings are they are connected to each other. The first meaning is the first meaning of the word raga. What I gave for the first meaning, raga is absence of objectivity, that is subjectivity. The second meaning of the word raga is icha, desire. The values which are born of your subjectivity, that is also called raga. So these are the two meanings. So among the two meanings, one meaning is the cause and the other is the product of the cause. Absence of objectivity is a cause, and the product, which is the effect, which is born of the subjective values, that is also raga. So both are raga only. And if you add the upasarga vi, the meaning changes. So therefore viraga means objectivity. Viraga means no addition of your subjective values. And therefore viraga means icharagityam. So I keep saying icharagityam so that you all may remember. Icha means desire. Ragityam is absence. And here desires, what desires we are talking about? We are talking about the desires which are binding desires. There are two types of desires. One is binding and the other one is non-binding. What is non-binding desire? What is binding desire? First let us look into it. What is binding desire? If I get the desired object or the person or the situation, then I will have permanent security, happiness. If the desire is not fulfilled, then I feel disturbed. This is binding desire. Binding desires, when not fulfilled, what will happen? It will create disturbances in your life. It will create a reaction to not fulfilling it. So that disturbs your peace of mind. You will not be at home when the desires are binding. That may lead to the other things, krodha, ityadi. That is a reaction. The other type of desire is a non-binding desire. This is based purely on objective value. If the desires are fulfilled, it is fine. Even if they are not fulfilled, then also it is fine. Therefore, Icharagitya means the absence of binding desires, the absence of obsessive desires. That is Icharagitya. Iga Swarga Bhogeshu Icharagitya. Iga Swargati. Some people in our culture, they have a liking for go to Swarga. We don't know how Swarga will look. But based on the description of Shastra, we have certain idea about Swarga. We can infer something about Swarga. Some people think that what they could not enjoy in this loka, that they will enjoy in Swarga loka. In Swarga loka, there is no old age. Your body will remain young. Your senses also will be intact. Any amount of enjoyments you enjoy, your senses will not be tired. And there are no mosquitoes. Your body doesn't need any maintenance, so no exercise. You can enjoy all the pleasures, but your body and mind, senses, everybody will be intact. You always will be young, and no diseases, and therefore no doctors, no sugar problem. So all the defects of this Bhuloka, they are completely absent in Swarga Loka. And if Swarga being like this, suppose if you are given a chance to go to Swarga, then how many of you will like to go to Swarga? We may not tell, but inside, when reading these descriptions of
the Bhoga Vastu which are available in Swarga, we also get tempted to enjoy this Swarga Bhoga. It creates raga in us when we read the descriptions of Swarga Loka. If there are such places, then naturally we all want to go. We all would like to go to Swarga. Like every weekend we like to go somewhere for what we enjoy and then come back. That is our lifestyle. If that is the case, will we not want to go to Swarga? But that desire is also a problem. Wanting to go to Swarga, that is also a problem for the students of Vedanta in the pursuit of moksha. Why? Because it will create obstacles. That will create prativanta. For a moment when we listen to the pleasures of Swarga, we get tempted and want to go. It means raga is there, and that raga will obstruct our pursuit of moksha. If we have raga, then it means we have not done proper analysis of the pleasures of the worldly objects. Pariksha lokan not done properly. Pariksha lokan karmachitan brahmana pundakoparishit. That pariksha, that examination of the loka, the bhoga vishaya, have not been done properly by us. Viveka is absent. Therefore, going to Swarga and enjoying Swarga Bhoga, that is also an experience. And that experience doesn't last long. They are not nityam, they are anityam. They are anityam. Therefore, you have to come back. So, when the raga is there, it means your nitya anitya vastu is shaken. And what happens then? Vairagyam, it falls apart. Therefore, we, the students of the Vedanta, so we have to be careful and cautious. Therefore, always analyze what we really want. That is why our Shastram also is testing us how we will react. How we will react if we are provided with such unimaginable pleasures in this Loka. As the students of Vedanta, having analyzed the anityatvam of this world, we can extend the same thing towards the Bhoga Vishaya of the Swargaloka and develop viraga for it. That is called Vairagyam. Therefore, let us not ask for going to Vaikuntham or Kailasa. If Vaikuntham or Kailasa, it is there, it is here and it is now only, not hereafter. If you pick up any objects of enjoyment from this world, that is samsara. If you pick up from Swarga, that is also samsara. So samsara is not going to solve any problem of insecurity. It's not going to solve the problem of limitations. Therefore, what is required? Viraga. Iga Swarga Bhogeshu Vicharagityam. How beautifully our tradition defines what viraga is. And this viraga, that vairagyam, is of three types. Manda vairagyam, madhyama vairagyam, tibra vairagyam. Manda vairagyam is only a temporary vairagyam. Whenever or when we see the person who is close to me, he dies, then I develop this vairagyam, manda vairagyam. Why it is manda? Because it is not going to last long. Or when I lose my property or wealth due to some situations in life, I develop this manda vairagyam. This smashana vairagyam, prasuti vairagyam, they are all examples for manda vairagyam. It doesn't last long. The person may have strong dispassion for the things of the world only for a short time, and the person has a deep raga for the objects, and therefore, what happens? That raga, it overpowers the vairagyam, which is temporary. That becomes temporary. So this is the manda vairagyam. And there is the madhyama vairagyam. Madhyama vairagyam is the person may have strong dispassion for the objects of the world, but it is not complete. Deep inside the person, he has a raga. He has a raga to enjoy the world, to enjoy the iga as well as mutra bhoga, bhoga vishya. But because of some punya phalan, he understood the limitations of the bhoga vishya. But at the same time, he has raga for bhoga vishaya in Swargadi Loka. Therefore, to fulfill those ragas, he does lot of yagadi karma, jyotishtoma, ityadi karma he does. And therefore, he is planning to go to Swarga after death now. To go to Swarga, he plans now. It means what? It means he is still passionate for objects of enjoyment in the other loka. Whether it is here or elsewhere, it has got passion for Bhoga Vishaya. So that is Madhyama Vairagya. The third category of Vairagyam is Tibra Vairagya. This is a real Vairagya, an intense Vairagyam. The person is completely dispassionate. He is dispassionate to everything, every objects, every Bhoga Vishaya, either of this world or the other world. And this Vairagyam, it also arises out of some Punya Phalam and also from a clear analysis, the clarity of perception. It means a person has done enough Viveka, proper Viveka he has done. And therefore he completely turns away from the Bhoga Vastu. Turns away from the Bhoga Vastu means not physically. Since the person is objective, no Bhoga Vastu can tempt him, can entangle him anymore. And we have seen the Viveka, like that five-fold criterion. Based on that, how Viveka is looked upon. We have seen the same way the Vairagyam also can be looked upon. And before that, you remember the fivefold, the criterion. What are they? Hetuhu, Swarupam, Karyam, Avatihi, and Palam. These are the fivefold criteria. So let us look upon this, and let's analyze Vairagyam from this fivefold. Already we have done all the things what we have discussed. Now we are going to put into these five categories, and we are going to see. What is the Hetu? The first one. What is the Hetu for Vairagyam? The cause for Vairagyam. Vairagyam is born of Viveka. We are talking about Tibra Vairagyam. So, what is the cause of Vairagyam? Viveka. And Viveka born of discrimination between Nitya and Anitya Vastu. So, the Viveka is a cause for Vairagyam. I am not discussing it elaborately. Already we have done in the previous class, and also just now we have discussed. Then the second point, what is Swarupam? Swarupam of Vairagyam. You become highly objective. That objectivity is the nature, is the Swarupam of Vairagyam. You don't color it with your subjective values. That is the Swarupam of Vairagyam. Brahmadisthavaranteshu Vairagyam Visheshvano Yataiva Kakavistayarayam Vairagyam Sadhi Nirmalam. The complete indifference, not dislike, complete indifference for any objects. It means you understand the objects as they are, and you are not carried away either with raga or with dvesha. That is the Swarupa. In the tradition, Vairagyam is presented in the form of a dvesha, but we don't have to take it as dvesha, no dislike. You may have a liking or disliking for something only when you value more than what they deserve. If you don't like or dislike it, then you are fine with it. You are fine without it also. So that is what the nature of Vairagyam is. That is a description of Vairagyam with the simile given by Jnaneshwar, the great saint. He says in his Gita Bhashya, in his Gita, he has written a commentary on Gita. So in that he says, it gives an example for Vairagyam, with a simile. A man of Vairagyam will run towards Bhoga Vishaya with as much enthusiasm as one wants to embrace the rotten body of a queen. A man of Vairagyam, he will run towards Bhoga Vishaya with as much enthusiasm as one wants to embrace the body of a rotten body of a queen. A man of Vairagyam will derive as much satisfaction from sense objects as one, out of thirst, it drinks the pus coming from a leper's wound. You see how it describes. A man of Vairagyam will be prepared to jump into the boiling drum of molten iron to have a clean, refreshing snanam. See how the descriptions, how powerfully he has described. This some similes even we cannot imagine us. Even our ears don't want to hear that. That is why they are powerful. And what do we understand from the simile? It means a man of Tivra Vairagyam will not go after sense objects. That is the Swarupam. That is the nature of Vairagyam. And the fourth one, what is the Karyam? What is the Karyam of Vairagyam? Karyam means, effect or the product. The effect of Vairagyam is Ragasya Abhavaka, absence of Raga. Absence of Raga for anything in the world with which you transact. That is Karyam. And what is the Avati of Vairagyam? Avati of Vairagyam is the person is completely indifferent to sense objects. The sense objects, they don't have any say over it. That is the Avati. The last one, the last criteria. What is the Palam of Vairagyam? The Palam, the result of the Vairagyam will be the development of Shama Dhamadi qualities. Shama Dhamma, Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhanam. This is the third discipline in the set of 4 disciplines. In Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti, there are 4 sadhanams are given. The first one, Viveka. From the Viveka is born Vairagya. From Vairagya is born Shamadhi, Shatka Sampatti, the qualities. About those qualities, we will discuss in detail in the next class. The Shamadhi qualities, it has got 6 qualities. Shamadhi, Shatka Sampatti. Within Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti, the third qualification is Shamadhi, Shatka Sampatti, and it has 6 qualities. About that, we will discuss in the next class. And before discussing that, we will spend some time on how to get Vairagyam. That topic also we will discuss in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat
Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Thank you, Sharanji. Thank you, Sharanji.
ஜிஹாசா வைராகியம் சொன்னீங்கல்ல, அதுக்கு கொஞ்சம் அது என்ன சொன்னீங்க? ஜிஹாசா வைராகியம்னா என்ன சொன்னீங்க?
Jihasa Vairagyam means Hatum Icha Jihasa.